this episode's kind of centered around KOTOR, everybody, for those who are watching. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about Knights of the Old Republic. Me, if you know my ball knowledge, it's not KOTOR. I don't know too much. I know certain characters. I think certain characters look really cool. And there's some little background stories that I know of. And it also helps when Funko drops an entire line of legends characters. So I mean, you're getting HK-47 droids, which is really cool. I just picked up a Jedi Knight Revan, uh, Darth Treya,
Classic
and
Trey.
Malik. I do not have, or Malgus, in Funko form, but I mean, nevertheless, they all look really cool. But that's why we bring on Commander J today, because if you guys want, please check out, this guy right here. Please check out in the description. Everything of Commander J's will be down there: Instagram, YouTube, and check out his YouTube specifically because he has a couple lore videos on some KOTOR. Check those out. Really good detail. So today we're gonna kind of elaborate a little bit further on that. But with me being the Mandalorian guy, I love Mandalore. I love the Mandalorians. It's awesome. Hence the name Claim Brandalorian. It makes
Of
sense.
course.
So
Yep.
when I was kind of getting some notes down for this episode, I came across that there was a time, and I'm not sure if you're too familiar with it or not, or if you know everything about it, but that there was a Mandalorian war that happened during the events of KOTOR, like Knights of the Old Republic era. So, like,
Right.
is there anything that you can kind of like tell us, like, going forward? I feel like I'm asking like the guy who created KOTOR right here, like, dude, like, what? I'm picking his brain right now.
There's a lot of pressure. Yeah, so I definitely know about the Mandalorian Wars during KOTOR. Definitely not as much as the other little like videos that I've done on it. Which actually give me a good idea. Maybe I should do a little lore video on the Mandalorian Wars as a sum, but um kind of I know generally at the end, I think kind of what happened. So there was a guy named I think Mandalore the Great or Mandalore. So the one thing too is I know that there's a few different Mandalores that have been in existence, which is kind of interesting. You can definitely do like research about just who they are. But right here,
Mhm.
Mandalore the Ultimate was his name. Um, and so basically, I forget exactly the details of the entire war and everything. Obviously, we know that the Mandalores are bred for war. That's their culture and everything. But basically, the Mandalorian Wars ended in. Oh, just kidding. It was in. So the Mandalorian Wars ended in 3960 BBY. And it was a battle between Revan and Mandalore. Um,
Mm, cool.
so that is really sick. It's a really cool story, and obviously, Revan ends up defeating Mandalore the Indomitable, Mandalore the Ultimate. I think he goes by both names. Um, but yeah, so again, like I said, I don't know too much about it, but I also know that there's a little bit of backstory about Mandalore the Ultimate being manipulated by the Sith a little bit as well while ruling Mandalore itself,
Mm,
like during that time. So there's a
damn.
lot that kind of goes into that. Um, it's
That's
pretty cool.
spicy. So during this exact time, what like Sith are present? Is this where the Darth Treyas come in? Is this where the Malgus, the Maliks, like where are those times?
So around 3960 BBY. Yeah, so this it's because this is definitely a specific time where I haven't done like too much insight into the lore or anything because so this time was when the fallen Jedi Exar Kun, who Misa always makes fun of me for
Me, that's
not being
Misa's goat. He just won't
for
admit
him
it.
not being real. Um and Ulic Keldroma, who I was just talking about in the comics, um, spoiler, turns to the dark side, becomes one of the Sith lords that's ruling the Sith Empire during that time.
Mm,
So
damn.
yeah, quite yeah, it's like everything like I said, everything starts kind of going back into itself. Um Marco Ragnos was a little bit also part of this time. I forget exactly kind of who he was, but he was just a really known.
Yeah, so there's some good little tidbits back then. And it's crazy too, because like you think like, oh, it's just a little bit of time before, Phantom Menace, nothing too crazy. Nah, we're talking like thousands of years. Like this is way before like what
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
normal or just a common Star Wars fan would be. I mean, you're used to the, no longer than 40 BBY or, 12
Right.
ABY, like some of those timelines there. So like KOTOR is completely different. I mean, we have an entire ball field of. I mean, we have Mandalorians fighting, some Mandalorians getting seduced by the dark side. Like, what could you guys imagine sticking in the Skywalker, timeline and think of Bo-Katan getting like maybe seduced by Palpatine? Like, that's just crazy to think about. So you kind of have to look at that. Back in the day in the KOTOR era, that's it's pretty interesting.
One thing that I think is really interesting too is I was watching a video about it a little bit earlier is kind of like the in the old republic in my opinion and I feel like the opinions of a lot of people that have dived into this lore will say that the power level of them back then was a lot more than what it was say during the time of the movies that we have now, like when
Yeah,
Paul and Palpatine came and everything. Granted, I know there was that 1,000 year of peace, but also during the time about like 5,000 BBY, right before, um, really, I think it was Malgus that might have been the first to because when Malgus was in power, there wasn't a rule of two. There's
right.
the there's the Sith Empire, and there was the assassins and everybody, and that's when they stormed the Republic, and they were fighting Satele Shan and all the other Jedi masters, and they were insanely powerful. Like if you watch the Old Republic cinematics on YouTube, which are let me just say,
Yeah,
chef's
we watched like
kiss.
the first four of those one night,
Yeah,
just like off camera. We're like, dude, what in the world is
there's a
this?
lot. So that's the time when basically the Old Republic and the um, Jedi Order, I think, first really had their big conflict, and Malgus came in. But again, like the Jedi Master that Malgus was fighting in that cinematic was really holding his own, and there's a lot of
Yeah,
insight lore behind how Malgus won that battle too. Like he had to show that he was weak, which he got hit in the face and all that. But it's kind of interesting to look at really how much powerful I think they were back in the day compared to the Jedi now. Like the Jedi now, sometimes they struggle against blasters and
yeah,
things like that. But back in the day, blasters were a joke. You rarely saw them if you were able to wield a lightsaber or the Force or anything.
yeah. I know, and it makes me see like just like that makes me feel bad for the goat Coleman Trevor. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, just I know
Oh,
they're Jango Fett's dual wield. I know, I get it, but it's like, come on, bro, come on.
yeah, that one
Maybe he was just born in the wrong time.
was rough. He probably was. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He should have been born 4,000 years earlier.
Yeah,
Would have
like
been
we're
better.
talking XR Coon. Are you kidding me? No, Coleman
Yeah.
Trevor. He
Coleman
would have
Trevor.
thrived back then.
Get him on the lineup, please.
So what? Just like off to the side, what do we think if Coleman Trevor was alive back in these days? Would he be OP? Would he just be like a top tier Jedi? I mean, we know him a little bit in the Skywalker saga, but I mean, death by blasters? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean it is hard to know if you do you know a little bit more maybe backstory lore of Coleman, because I will be honest, I don't know too much of him myself.
No, just other than just the simple times that we see him. I don't know if there's any books really, or even anything on Wikipedia. I would imagine,
Yeah.
just like you, I really do love Wikipedia because that's been a thing since we were kids. I just remember, like when I'd get internet time, I'd be like, "Oh, Wikipedia, let's go, let's go."
Yeah,
I
let's
like,
go
I,
against
I want
the
to see like
war.
cool little things, but it's just like, yeah, like I don't know, like Coleman Trevor. It's like, guy, you could have been something. You could have.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of being born in the time, and also just it's Django. Unfortunately, he has a little bit of plot armor and some
Yeah.
stuff like that, but
Damn.
that's okay.
Dang. Um. So kind of like back into Kotor. To me, is this where like what kind of characters for you especially are like your favorites from this timeline? Because I mean, I know a lot of people love the Revens, the Nihiluses. Like what are some of your favorite characters?
That's a good question. Believe it or not, I don't think I've had too many people ask me my favorite characters of Old Republic. Um, I it's tough because I feel like they do such a good job in making all of them extremely different in what they went through and their powers and really everything.
Yeah.
I do have a big soft spot for Arcan and Thexan.
Mm,
Um,
the Bros.
yeah, so I mean they're definitely not canon. They're big legends characters like
Right.
most of Old Republic, but still, I really like their story. And it's I don't know. I did the video about them. It's a really drawn out story of kind of two brothers that struggled in the light and the dark, and one that was really kind of solidified that ended up getting killed.
Mm,
Uh, and I mean that those are in the cinematics. It's like I really like that one. That cinematic's probably one of my favorite. It shows like the most story. Um, and then kind of trails into Valkorian and how Valkorian's like just this insanely powerful being that he could only be taken down by all of the entities over the 1,000 years that he wronged coming together and forcing him into the void. Like,
yeah,
holy
that's a weird
shit.
that's a weird
Like,
thing. Because I mean, there's rumors, even like in today, there's rumors of like Abeloth returning, and we know like the capable powers that she has, or she's more so of an entity, as a feeling,
yeah.
more so. But it's just like I remember watching that video right when you dropped it, and I'm like, this is how they take this dude down. Like this guy's top of the food chain. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just crazy to think like remotely that this story even fits within Star Wars. So like what we see, and granted it's legends, but at the same time, I mean, still, it's just insane to think that there's like a possibility where like these kind of characters like stand a chance. And it's just like, could you imagine getting a vitiate like in our timeline? Like we would be cooked, bro.
Yeah, I that's what I'm saying. It's like the villains back then were kind of on another level. Like, don't get me wrong, Palpatine is crazy and
Oh yeah.
he's nuts. But like Vitiate, yeah, that the power level that he was at was insane. And then his offspring just carried a little bit of that as well. But it was, yeah, he was a crazy, crazy character. Really fun to
Yeah.
kind of do research about him. But I'd say apart from that family, is that whole story of them definitely interests me a lot. I will have to be a little bit on the bandwagon because I feel like a lot of people love this character, but Revan is
Mm,
honestly just a super sick character. Like, he started off as a Jedi. He went through an immense amount of just trial, basically. And, he came in contact with Vitiate, who ended up turning him to the dark side and kind of placing him under a spell. He ended up breaking that spell, still being a part of the dark side, forming his own uh, following basically. I forget what they were called, but it was like the something of Revan, which
Ooh,
is just kind of
the
sick.
the cult of Revan.
Is something like that, basically. Um, but yeah, he did that, and then he came back to the light. So Revan's story is super long, and there's a lot into it. But he's a, I mean, I think everybody can agree he's a pretty dope character.
Yeah, I mean, me on the outside looking in, I'm like, dude, he looks cool. I remember being on like a whatnot stream. And I feel bad. I can't even remember who the buy or who the seller was, but
That's
I
okay.
saw the Jedi Knight Revan just flying through, and I was just like, dude, I was like, no one's bought this. I'm like, cool, whatever. So he's like, all right, last time I'm gonna put this up. And I was able to score him for $4 because I was like, dude, he looks dope. Like he has the white robes on.
Oh,
Looks,
okay.
so I mean, yeah, shipping was more expensive than the
Yeah.
actual like auction cost. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, really, really cool. But it's just like there's a lot of cool characters. I mean, look at Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, even Moff Gideon. Like these characters look
Yeah.
cool, but more so back in KOTOR, I mean, you look at the Maliks, the Malguses, the Banes, like all of these characters. So it's like these look really cool. I mean, Nihilus, I feel like for like 8 months straight, like on my TikTok, it's nothing but like Nihilus edits, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's so spooky. He's like Slender Man, like he has that weird vibe to him, and he's just like scary." And it's like, what is up with this? Like Nihilus, like everyone is just like, oh, I love him, but I don't know anything about him, but I love him. And it's like, I mean, I get the hype because he looks cool. And I mean, he's the planet sucker, right? Like he just pulls
Yeah.
everything. Like now kind of
Right.
like branching off, what's Nihilus like even?
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of funny that you bring up him too. It's nice that we're talking about the characters that I do know because he's also one that I did a video on my channel. So yeah,
Those will be
Nihilus
links, guys.
is
Go check him out.
Nihilus is wild too. He yeah, he there's not really anything known about him before he developed his force powers because he was supposedly just some other regular human. And the planet that he lived on, I want to say it was Malachor, I think,
Oh shit.
when Malachor was blown apart by Satil Shan, because of the threat that was there. Um, Basically annihilated everything. It was yeah, okay. So that the Satil Shan activated the mass shadow generator, which annihilated the entire planet and basically everything surrounding it. Um, by chance, very few people survived that were on the surface, Nihilus being one of them. And so when he like came back out, the very first person that was alive that he came across, he basically just instinctively used his force drain ability to essentially draw their life force into his own body, and that's when he that's when the hunger started. Like it satiated his pain that he was dealing with, his pain and sadness and dark energy and everything. It satiated it for a little bit, but that's what started the gradual progression of him just needing to feed more and more and more. So every person that he would come in contact with, he would feed on them. Again, I forget how he exactly comes into contact with Treya, because I think he comes back into contact with Treya first, and then Treya kind of takes him under along with Darth Sion, who's another badass
Yeah.
character, and so they kind of form a trio for a while, and then eventually Nihilus kind of goes off on his own little path for a little bit. Still really good friends with Sion in a way, but not Treya. Um, but he ends up getting taken down. But his mask, I think his mask is still in existence, which does house his consciousness.
I was gonna say it's
So,
kind of like a paranormal activity type thing. The mask lives on.
Right.
And there's
Yeah.
there's also like excerpts of like even like Palpatine, like a younger Palpatine, talking about times of how the Sith, of course they work in unnatural ways,
Mhm.
things that you can't even explain almost. And the feeling that objects can house the force behind, the dark side and the Sith. And it's like that's kind of like a canon thing. So it's like cool to look at these legends materials and be like, nah, like that's actually how that works out. But I think I seen like an AI like video, and it was like Nihilus's mask like in this box or something, and it just like blew over, and it's real windy, dust flies by, and it's just like just really slowly zooms in on the mask, and it's like, oh no,
Dude,
no.
I if his entity ever got brought out to the universe again, I think it would be just like another, old Republic dark side user that's just super hard to take down.
Yeah, and it's like basically like how I wanted to wrap like the entire KOTOR talk up. It would end with like, what would you like? Would you want a character to kind of get like its own show, like bring it to canon, to where it's like, okay, this is how we can incorporate this on Disney Plus, or let's get a movie where we can start like a maybe a little KOTOR series, or since it's like a Legends material, do you want it to just kind of sit on where it's at? What would you prefer?
That's a really good question. Um, I feel like if something from Old Republic were to be main canon, it would be fine in correlation with the current universe. If just because it's so long ago, if there's something that is published from 4,000 years ago as a show, like we've never had something remotely that close. There are plenty of opportunities and chances to easily make that possible. I'm not going to give my senses on how that is, but there's many many ways.
Yeah.
But I think it would be cool to possibly get some sort of twist on Old Republic characters in a show. Characters, I think obviously Revan would be awesome to get one. And I really do think it would be pretty sick to possibly get like an Old Republic Jedi in there just to really
Mm,
solidify it. So maybe Satil Shan would be like a really good name to kind of start off maybe the Old Republic cinematics from Disney if they wanted to
mm.
ever get that. Because Satil, I think, is really known. I mean, she's a Lego fig. People kind of know who she is and roughly her story. But just to add on really quick before we go on, I think it would be really cool to just see like also shows about Old Republic events that happened, say like the Battle of Mandalore, or
Mm.
like what we've seen on actual cinematics, like Malgus actually storming Coruscant, or seeing something like that. But I
That
do
would be
think
dope.
that we should see some shows. I think it would be cool. I do think that that is too much to ask for, and it's not going to happen for a long time. But that's my take on it.
Well, I always take the easy way out, and things that I really, really want to see, I'm like, screw it, throw it into a Tales of series. Let's Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld. I mean, we're more than likely, if we're on this trajectory to where we should get another one in May, depending on what that
Tales
could
of
be.
the Tales of the
Now,
Old Republic.
if
Be
we could
cool.
get Tales of the Old Republic, like what are two characters where you're like, okay, first three episodes, it's this character, and then the second three episodes, it's this character. Who would you pick if Disney's like, yo, Commander J, we need you. I seen you on the podcast. It was enough.
Man, that
Like,
would
what
be
two characters
crazy.
are you picking?
Um, yeah, okay, that's a good way to put it for sure. Two characters I would probably do. I think I would stick to my first two picks of being Revan and Satil Shan. I think I would do
Dope.
those because their stories coincide a lot. And I think you do a lot with that and make it basically the entire series not just about one, but about both of them, maybe focusing on one in the first half, focusing on another in the second half. But I think you could do both of them really well.
Dope. Hell yeah. If you could, so I feel like with me, I'd be like, yo, let's uh let's go with some Revan. I feel like that's just a big KOTOR fan, like a huge fan, like
Yeah,
across the
for
board.
sure.
Get some Revan in there. But then again, I feel like the second one, me personally, I like Nihilus. I think he looks cool. The vibes are cool. The little knowledge that I have on him, I'm down for it. I'd love to know more, but I'd probably go with Darth Sion. I think that would be really cool to see him kind of, show
That's a good
the.
choice.
I mean, he's broken, and he's like,
Yeah.
I know that from what I've read, like he's barely like held together physically and mentally. And also it's really cool in the Ahsoka series, the hyperspace ring that brings the Chimera back to the known galaxy is called the Eye of Sion. And I feel like that's for a reason. That'd be really cool if they were like, you know, showing some existence of Darth Sion and like why he's so prominent and where did they get that name from? Was it just happen to be Sion? Was it from Darth Sion? Is there connections? But Darth Sion's dope.
That would be sick. Darsaon is pretty sick, and he was one that I was definitely thinking of. I think it would be cool to have Darsaon for sure. If you were to have him in, I do have one question for you. If you were to do Revan as like the first half, would you do the Jedi version of Revan or the dark side version?
So,
And
I
would you want to
mean,
show?
me personally, I would probably stick more Sith because I feel like we really want to see the dark side. We want to see that transformation. I mean, we've seen it already in Tales of the Jedi with Count Dooku. We see him,
Yeah.
teetering dark side, light side. And I mean, he's one of many characters who start off in the light, end with the dark. I mean, Count
Right.
Dooku, Quinlan Voss has gone back and forth and then back, and then Anakin Skywalker, of course. I mean, what would anyone's story be without Anakin's fall to the dark side? So I mean,
Mm.
even people like Mace Windu, they're always tapping in both sides to just be the best warrior that they can be. And I mean, for me personally, I'd probably lean more so dark side Revan, but at the same time, I mean, Jedi would be cool. So maybe first episode, Jedi showing some of the conflict, and then maybe halfway through the second one, you can really get that sense on why he turned to the dark side, and then find it really seeing the back end of it and seeing him fall to the dark side completely. But why? So
That'd be
that's the thing
good.
though with Revan. What made him fall to the dark side? Was it persuasion? Was it did he have conflict within the order? Like what was Revan's story?
So it was manipulation by Vitiate, is what it was.
Mm,
when he
that
when he
that's
first
very
traveled out. Yeah, because Vitiate's just so powerful. Like Vitiate messed him up, and then he did break free himself, but he still remained kind of mostly in the dark for a while, and then he went back.
mm. So
But
Revan ends up
during
coming back to the light side.
yeah, yeah. So, but I can't say the same for Malik. I know that they turn to the dark side at the same time, but I can't remember. Can't remember what happens with Malik. He might have gone off on his own, but
Mm.
you might get
So
some of that
when
if they did that as a show too. Some Malik.
yeah, I mean, wrap up that story, like see like where that goes.
Yeah.
With Revan too, do we know how Revan dies? Does he have an untold story?
Let me do a quick because I
Yeah, go ahead.
actually
Because that's
don't
one thing I
know.
always think of too. It's just like there's so much love for Darth Revan, and there's always those like fan theories of Keanu Reeves playing him, which is like cool, whatever. But at the same time, it's just like could they really flesh out that story to where if he did die, like what was the cause? Was it self inflicted, especially coming back from the dark side, light side? Seeing both roles. Is it more so Jedi? Did he die of natural causes? Like what is it?
So he confronted Vitiate again, but this time, okay, I remember this. Revan was imprisoned for 300 years. This was in the video that I did. He was released by the Republic, which is your player that you play as in the MMO. Um, but due to being severely weakened in the prison, he was killed by the Empire. Instead of just becoming one with the Force, Revan's spirit split into two counterparts: the Light, who died in peace and became a ghost, and the Dark, who remained control of the body. Revan's dark side planned to destroy Vitiate and tried to sacrifice the moon Yavin 4, but was stopped by the good guys and Revan's light side, and Revan finally became whole and died in peace. Granted, take this with a little bit of a grain of salt. I'm reading this from Reddit, but
Mm, damn. Crazy.
it is wild. So there's yeah.
Wow.
Basically, he has a lot of struggles. So he was in prison for 300 years, is what it sounds like. He gets freed. He gets super pissed, and he's like, "Fuck you, Vitiate," and he tries to
Damn.
kill him, and he ends up just kind of getting fucked. And then I
So
think
Revan
when
Revan was he was alive for 300 years?
Revan was alive for a while.
Revan's a
Um,
human, right?
yeah, yeah, he is human, but so was Scion.
Yeah, right.
So Revan was born in 3994, roughly. So almost 4000 BBY. And he died,
36,
um,
37.
yeah. So he was
Damn.
about 360 years old,
Damn.
363 when he died on Yavin, and then like officially spirit and everything, like 11 years later.
Damn.
So
I mean, now you look at it, and it is a different time. It is a different time, so things are different. But it's just like, man, why can't Qui Gon or Obi Wan? Why can't y'all live till 300? Y'all need to figure
yeah,
this out.
I know. Seriously, they needed. That's what I'm saying, man. Powers are different back then. I don't know what
Also,
it
too,
was. They're drinking their milk or something.
they're high in calcium, vitamin D,
Dude,
everything is good.
it's that bantha milk. That stuff was different back in 4000 BBY.
They're like, yeah, Tatooine was it was a water world at that point. There wasn't no sand,
There
dune
was not
sea.
a well, we only knew what dirt was.
Oh man, that's hilarious. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's something I do think that Disney should do. I think ooh, not James Mangold, but there's another director that's supposed to get a movie that is for the Dawn of the Jedi, and I believe who cut this out. Dawn of the Jedi.
We'll also say too while you're looking this up, it's cool because Revan's partner was Satil Shan's daughter.
Mm.
Still a Shan. So it's a kind of I love the part when I fucking start connecting all these dots. Like that's some of my favorite parts about like learning the lore. It's like, dude, this is so
Oh yeah,
cool.
you're like, oh, that makes sense, and oh yeah,
Like
that's how
I
that works. Okay.
fucking know who that is, not from this
Yeah,
book. Like
yeah, that is nuts. Um, so there's supposed to be a Dawn of the Jedi film. Whether I don't know how long this takes. It says the projection takes it. It's set about 25,000 years before the other Star Wars films. So I mean, we're going way back. I mean, this is
so 25
before, before,
000
before.
is the start of the Jedi Order.
Yeah, this is
25,000
like when the
BBY is the
this is when the
beginning of the
Jedi
Jedi.
start.
So one thing that's cool is we might see, if that's a possibility, it would be really excuse me, it'd be really cool to see the construction briefly and activation of Hu Yang
Oh,
because
dude, yeah.
he was created in 25,020 BBY. He was created about
Yeah.
5 years after the initial creation of the Jedi Order.
Yeah. So this is like, I mean, could you imagine the opening scene is you just see like sparks flying, like little like welding,
Dude,
and you're just like,
that
wait a
would be
second.
awesome.
What are they making? A lightsaber? And it's like, oh, nah, this
Hu
is Hu
Yang.
Yang. Maybe he sounds different or even looks different. He's probably had some tweaks over the years. I mean, if you look at the beginning of C3PO, up until even episode 3, you're like, oh yeah, he's completely different. That'd be really cool to see like a skeleton version of Hu Yang. But yeah, James Mangold
Oh yeah.
uh, is reportedly the director of the Star Wars film Dawn of the Jedi, and he's co-writing the script with Beau Willimon, a writer known for his work on Andor, which that's a huge plus. And James Mangold has done films like Logan and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and it looks like a
Wow.
couple episodes written for Andor by the co-director. Then it says, so this is the project description. And from what I know, sticking with leaks and rumors within Star Wars, I believe James Mangold is working on something right now out there in the directing universe. But once that is over, I believe he's going to start trying to get this afloat. So the project description is the film is set about 25,000 years before the first Star Wars films, as described as a biblical and epic origin of the Force and its first Jedi. So that could
Dude.
be like, this is where in my opinion, this is the stepping stones. Of course, this is where everything starts. This is the beginning. And this isn't going to be like the Acolyte where it's like, oh, Kiadi Mundi, he's not alive. Why is he in this? This is so canon breaking. No, like this is we go way back. So pretty much this is fair game. But if you're James Mangold, I mean, he's going to do whatever with the story regardless. But I mean, do you call Dave Filoni? Do you call George Lucas? Like, how do you get this scripted? Like, how do you look at this? Where do you start? But yeah, a beginning shot
Wow.
with Hu Yang being built would be absolutely insane because Hu
That would
Yang
be
started
crazy.
with this is dope. It's dope.
That would be wild. Yeah, that would be insane.
I'm clipping this for
I
Instagram
feel
tomorrow.
I feel like the amount of lore that or just the story writing is unlimited with when you go back that far when it comparable to like just the amount of what we have now. Like
Yeah, it's the
you
start.
can do anything with that, and that would be, dude, that would be amazing. I'm trying to figure out when Ilum was discovered.
Okay, so you're
Um,
talking Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, with
well,
Ilum, with, and onto the side, on the side note, with where the Padawans can find their first crystal. This is like the beginning stages of becoming a Jedi. um what's really cool though is like thinking about like the Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor games, is it's so cool with Dagon. That character is from way back, like way back. And we get that little introduction to what it was like back then. So, like, when you see the little protocol droid that kind of helps you along the way for those couple stages, it's like you get a taste of those times way back. So, it's like this is very much possible. So I don't know, dude. Like this could be something huge.
oh, for sure. So I'm looking. Okay, so I'm looking right here in 20. Yeah, in so this would just be amazing to have this in the story if they were to do a show on this in 2525. So 5 years prior to Hu Yang being activated, the world Ilum is discovered through
Mm.
force assisted hyperspace navigation, which is how they used to do it back in the day before they had all the technology, which is wild because they used to basically just feel out and make sure that they were going in the right area. Like,
I feel a planet. It's
We
go.
gotta we I feel a planet, we gotta turn left. We gotta we're
There's
gonna
no
hit
direction in
something.
space. Go up. No, you there is no up. Just turn around. Just turn around.
Just turn the wheel. Yeah, but so that would be wild to see that. I would love to honestly see a show about the initial start of the Jedi Order. Because I mean,
Well,
I
and
don't know any lore about this guy either, but Och 2 is apparently the prime Jedi that founds the Jedi Order. That'd be wild to know about him
ooh,
a little more.
what's the name on that?
Oh, just kidding. It is a planet. I thought it was
Oh, okay. So is it Octo? Is
oh
that what the
on Octo, yes.
so that is the planet
Is
where Luke is hiding in the Last Jedi, and that is the first planet of the Jedi. That's where the ancient
correct.
artifacts are.
Yes.
So it is really weird how you're looking this up and it's all tying in like within like a 5 year span, whether it's like official or not. It's
Right.
very awkward how like almost specific it is. So maybe
That
James
is
Mangold is cooking. Wikipedia, Reddit, it's all cooking. Do we
it
have a
is.
show, ladies and gentlemen? The
It
Dawn of the
is.
Jedi?
Dude, that's pretty
Interesting.
sick. I didn't realize that was a
Well, and that's
planet
the
that
thing
we
though, is
were
it's like what are
hanging
the
out on.
odds? Like you look it up, when is it founded, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like 5 years like past what we were just talking about. Oh, okay. So let's look at this character. Oh, Hu Yang, cool. And then it's also weird how you look at shows like The Mandalorian, we get Boba Fett back. Now Boba Fett gets his own show. And we do know like it's gonna come out, the Dave Filoni film, Boba Fett will more than likely be in that, and it's just
Mhm.
like all of these shows are connecting dots. Um, we get Morgan Elsbeth, in The Mandalorian and in Ahsoka, and she gets her own story arc in Tales of the Empire. So characters that show up, it's always for a reason. So maybe
Mm.
we see him in the Clone Wars. We see Hu Yang in the Clone Wars for a little bit, but why is he in Ahsoka? Is it to set up for something bigger to get his backstory? I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those characters that's you could definitely be a side character, but we've seen a good amount of them for it to not be possible that it is something a little bit more. So it would
Oh
be, like
yeah,
I said, it would be really, really cool to see the beginning of Hu Yang in a way.
man. And that when he tells Ezra that he's seen every lightsaber ever made, it's just like, wow,
The
that's
amount
just
of
insane.
like just through that, the amount of stories that I would ask that robot if I ever
It's like, hey,
just
do you
got to
have
be in a
5 days? Do you have 5 days? Just you and me. I got questions.
dude.
I got a lot of
That might not be enough, but
them. It's just like, wow, that's crazy. And he knows everything. He's seen everything. And what I wonder what it was like. And there's been a lot of tragedies within the Jedi, but
oh yeah,
what is it like going from the Jedi to the Jedi that we know, and just the fall? Like, what does that look like? Especially like Order
oh my
66. Like,
gosh,
where did Hu Yang go? What happened with him? He's been there from the start.
seriously.
It's crazy.
Uh, I mean, yeah, Order 66, Malgus, storming Coruscant. Like, there's so many things. And yeah, Hu Yang's probably the one droid in the universe that actually has been through all of it. Be
Damn.
wild.
Also, it gets the grinds grinding. It gets them turning.
Yeah,
So I'm
oh,
sitting here thinking
100%.
too, like the the one thing that I have with Kathleen Kennedy is like they're so quick to announce things. It's like, oh, we have this story and this story and this story, and it's like, no, let it start it first, let it come to fruition, and then we'll flesh it out. We'll tell everyone about it. So it's like, Rogue Squadron, which still might be made, and apparently the Lando story and a droid story, really cool. Like R2D2 C3PO, is that what we're looking for? Maybe they've scrapped that and they turn that into a Hu Yang show or like a short or something like animated series to where we can see different timelines of Hu Yang working with different Jedi. Maybe we see him working alongside like a Jedi Knight Yoda. Like, how cool would that be? There's endless possibilities when you have a character
That
that's
would be
been
wild.
active for 25,000 years. I
Yeah,
mean, endless possibilities.
that would be wild. I mean, it's just wild to see. Like he's literally seen every Jedi that's come through the Order. So it's
Helped construct all their lightsabers.
yeah, it's insane. It's wild.
It's
He's honestly talking about him. He might be one of my top characters now, just based off the fact that he's like met everybody.
yeah. He's an OG. Like you want to
Yeah,
talk, he's OG,
one
definitely.
hundred percent, 100%.
Damn. This right here, everybody. This is the Jedi Knight Revan. This is a GameStop exclusive, and it's also the old GameStop sticker. And Funko doesn't do stickers anymore. So this is like really cool. But I mean, look at him, dude.
That's a good looking Funko. I like that one.
$4 too. Like, come on.
So what? You can't get that anymore?
I mean, you can find it. It's just
Yeah,
the sticker right here. This is like the old, like older GameStop exclusive sticker. I mean, you
it's
can find this
nice.
pop anywhere. Um,
That's cool though.
but what's really cool is this is part of the gaming greats line. So you get
Oh,
the
dang!
I I do have that hooded Yoda. I could have got the Shadow Trooper. I didn't get it just because I was like, what the hell? Why is it that color? And then the
I
Malik.
agree, but it looks sick. I love blue.
Oh yeah, I know. Now I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah,
Uh, and then little shout out GG Bricks, his guy chilling right there, looking really good in Funko form. I can't even
I
lie.
do like that one. Yeah,
And then Dark Revan right
Revan.
there,
That one looks good
Dark
too.
Dark Revan.
Dark
Yeah,
Revan.
but yeah, it's dope. And at first when he showed it, I was like, "Is this a custom?" I'm like, "What is this, dude? What are you selling?" Uh, but yeah, dude, really dope. Love the white tan robes with the little
Yeah,
like chest armor piece, and of course the purple lightsaber.
of course. He's got to have it. Should I show my gem Funko?
Yeah,
The people haven't
guys.
seen
Okay,
it.
so KOTOR, the good talks. If you guys have any questions, anything, let it down in the comments. But right here, Commander Jay is going to show his grail. Dun, 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 dun.
The
Absolute
beautiful
grail. She's
Geo
perfect.
Padme in the case. Let me take the case off just really quick. 'Cause it's really glary. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he hooked you up, bro. He hooked you
Dude,
up
he
with the
did.
casing and everything.
This box is minty.
Yeah,
Nice
that is.
sticker right here. What is that? The 2018 Spring Convention exclusive.
She's perfect. I had the chance to get this Funko, but the vendor was like, "Look, I'll let her go for 85." I was like, "Ah," and that was like when I first
Uh,
started collecting. So I was like, "Oh
yeah.
hell no!" But I was just like, "Fuck." Now I would probably do it.
Think so? I
Yeah,
feel like there's
dude.
been a
I
couple
wonder how much it
listings
goes
on eBay that you could get for 50s, 60s.
before we go, I'll show you guys the Givey I one from Buff Collector, the same guy that Commander J Bricks won the Padme from. Right here, box lunch exclusive, and this is the comic cover edition. So we see the comic covers on the
Nice.
back. So like, bro,
Oh,
like
dude.
dog,
Okay.
damn
You
light.
want to trade? I'll trade. Dude, that one's nice. That one looks really, really good.
Well, and when he DM me, because usually like we're in cahoots, like we talk every now and again,
Right.
nothing too crazy. But he DM me and was like, "You won," and I was like, "Ah, a spam account of Buff Collector, just hit me up." And opened it. I was like, "Oh damn, there's a previous conversation thread." When I looked at a story and he tagged me and I won, and I was like, "No way!" That's why, guys, always enter a giveaway. Just do it because there is a chance of winning. Just do
Dude,
it.
yeah.
I think I've
I'm
won 2 giveaways, just on Instagram. No matter how many people there is. I mean,
dude, I think I know I've won 3. I know I've won 3 on Instagram. It was Buff Collector, the Funko. I won one a long time ago. I apologize, I can't remember who, but I got a freaking um backpack filled with sets, which was sick. A Lego backpack filled with sets, which was amazing.
Oh,
And
any hitter
then
sets in there too?
nothing crazy. It was like, some good poly bags and some cool buildable sets. Nothing crazy, but I mean, dude,
Hey, we'll take it.
oh, 100%. And then the other one I won was, I think it was Bricker Builds,
Oh yeah,
or it was the Pokeball. So that's in one of these boxes over here. But yeah, that one was pretty sick too.
dope.
So moral of the
That's
story,
awesome.
enter the giveaways. You gotta enter another one
Enter
that you send
Gibbies.
me today. So
Enter Gibbies. Yes. The other Funko too that was on here, which is a fire one, just because it has that floating aspect, is the Ray from Rise of Skywalker right
oh,
at
that
the
one's
beginning.
sick. That's
So I
cool.
mean, she
Yeah, that
floating,
one's sick. I like that a lot. Sorry to
and then all.
I meant to
Go ahead.
mention
Go ahead.
this before, but also, if you guys are looking for another giveaway, about 130 more followers until I have to run mine, and I really want to run it because it's been a while. So get in there, and hopefully you win the Ahsoka Starfighter set that came out a while ago.
Yeah, if you guys are still here, just now joining, make sure you go follow on Instagram. Everything will be plugged in the description, so it's not hard. Can't make the excuse like, oh, I don't know where to find him. It's right there. So go join.
There,
And yeah,
so
that's
I
a fire
promise.
set, bro. That's a fire
It
set.
is a good one. I really like it. Even now, it still hits.
Shit, even giveaway. I want to give away from your whatnot stream. And look at this. I'm leaving this how it is because I'm gonna show my son one day. That way I can embarrass him. But watch this. We got the Captain
Beautiful.
Rex, microfighter.
Did
I
he?
handed it to him. He just starts chewing on it. I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm
That's
like, you know what? This is
hilarious.
yours now. So when you're 6, right here, or if he's
Yeah,
able
there you
to,
go.
figures it out, you build this, but we're not throwing the box away.
That's so funny. I love that. I love
It's
that.
crazy.
The
I
old
was just
whatnot
looking at him, and he's
giveaway.
just like, I'm like, no, don't do that. Commander J, I'm gonna give the floor to you, man. Let everyone know where they can find you, what your channel's about, what you do on Instaam, whatnot, TikTok, YouTube, Shorts, everything. Just floor is yours, man.
Keep it going. No, no, I appreciate it. Always, it's always fun being on and chatting about Star Wars and Funko, and I mean, really, just things that we enjoy. So again, thank you for having me on. I will say, definitely check out the Cantina Chaos Instagram. We're gonna have that big event or release posted, and we've been posting a lot more on there as well. So it'll be good to kind of catch up on some of that content. But yeah, you can catch me Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all the same handle, Commander J Bricks. But yeah, again, I mean, thank you for having me on, and whatnot. Again, is also Commander J Bricks. Hopefully, be starting that back up at the end of the year, and hope to see you guys there on a bunch of giveaways, and hopefully get some good figs away and some deals. But yeah, that's about it. Again, thanks for having me on, and it's always fun.
Hell yeah, man. Of course it's always fun. That's what we do, man. Talk Star Wars. And yeah, like I said, guys, everything of Commander J's will be down in the description, so you have no excuse to go find them. And yeah, we have a lot of good things to look forward to. So be sure to follow, be sure to like, subscribe, everything. So with that being said, we will see you guys in the next one. Let us know in the comments too as well. What is your favorite thing from KOTOR? Something you're looking forward to,
Yeah,
something you want to
definitely.
see. I mean, I can easily relay these to Commander J if he's not checking the comment sections. If anyone comments
Oh, I will. I
any
will.
KOTOR, so
I love
hit
the
us up.
KOTOR stuff. Please drop it. Drop it.
KOTOR!
Maybe we'll do
Let's
a
go!
Mandalorian war video soon. Mandalorian, the Battle of Mandalore. It'll be good.
Stay tuned.
Drop it.
Stay tuned, everybody.